Hi, I'm David Scranton, and thank you for watching this video. You know, more people today than ever before are interested in annuities as a form of retirement income. So, what exactly are annuities? How can they fit into your retirement strategy? To answer that, let's bring in today's special guest, Steve Archer, President of Strategic Senior Benefits Group, a retirement income store located in Coconut Creek, Florida. Steve, thanks so much for being here with us on the Income Generation.
No, glad to be here, Dave.
Now, one of the reasons I wanted you to help me with this topic is because unlike a lot of people that are out there that are licensed to just sell annuities and that's all they do, as an independent, as a fiduciary, you offer really the universe of income generating strategies. So you find people for whom annuities are appropriate and maybe a great solution. And I'm sure you also find people where annuities are just a poor solution.
Absolutely.
So first of all, let's start with the basics.
Okay.
When you're talking to a prospective new client, how would you gauge their understanding? Do you find that most of the time people really understand annuities and the pros and cons? Or do you think most of the time maybe their information that they have at their fingertips is deficient?
Deficient, for sure. The information is deficient. Most of the time when I speak to people, they don't have any idea about the intricacies of an annuity. And when a person, even when a person does feel like they have a little bit of knowledge, I find that they ordinarily switch facts and features between the different types of annuities that exist. And there are many. So it can be confusing, however, for folks.
So they tend to conflate things.
For
so
sure.
if that's the fact, then what are some of the most common misconceptions that you find people having when it comes to annuities?
The two biggest that I hear when I dig in a little bit are that the fees are too high and that the commissions are too high. And so those two misconceptions maybe, cast a little bit of a pall over annuities. As far as the fees go, there is a specific type of annuity that has fees that are quite high. However, I'd also say that those are probably not the types of annuities that you'd use with a pre-retiree or an actual
And are you
retiree.
saying there's a specific type?
There's a very specific
You're not here
type.
running for politics, so come on,
Right.
Steve. You got to tell us what that type of annuity is.
Well, if we have to talk about it, it's a variable annuity.
Variable annuity.
Yeah, variable annuities we wouldn't use with pre-retirees and retirees. It's normally an unsuitable product for them.
Okay.
And then as far as the high commissions go, I'm not really sure where that misconception comes from. I don't think that any advisors that use annuities make more, generate more revenue from the commissions on annuities than they do from, for instance, the fees on their managed money. Could be perhaps that some more of the compensation is paid up front as opposed
loaded.
on the tail end, and maybe that gives the misconception. But the other nice thing about any compensation that an advisor receives on an annuity is that that commission is not coming from within the funds that the client has accumulated.
It's getting paid from the insurance company.
Exactly.
So of course,
the insurance company.
it's getting factored in somehow, some way to the terms of the annuity.
Right.
But as long as somebody looks at those terms, they don't subtract the commissions from those terms because then they'd be double counting the commissions.
That's
right.
Exactly. Yes.
So let's pivot. Let's talk about what are some of the biggest benefits then that people who are retired or approaching retirement glean from annuities.
There are a lot of them, but I would say the ones that really jump out are, number one, you have tax deferral automatically inside of an annuity. Two is that you have the opportunity for some growth without putting yourself at risk for loss inside of the annuity.
Okay.
And then additionally, you can construct an annuity so that it provides you with a guaranteed lifetime income if you choose as well. So those are probably the biggest benefits.
And of course, lifetime income is probably the biggest because, like we just talked about, there's a big group of people. Really, the peak year in which everyone's turning age 65. The peak year for folks turning 65 is 2024. So with all those people getting closer to retirement, maybe a lot haven't saved enough. An annuity gives you the ability to get lifetime income, get your interest, and take a little principal, but to take the principal in a way which guarantees that the income will never stop, even if you deplete your principal.
That's right.
That's a big part of it.
Yes.
So, okay, lots of benefits, but there are risks. So what are the risks of annuities then for this same demographic, the
Well,
income generation members?
in general, I would say the biggest risks that a person takes when they're considering the use of an annuity in their portfolio is that they really have to make sure that the contract that they're signing on for is in alignment with their specific needs.
Okay.
Because an annuity is just an umbrella. There's many different types, there's many different features inside of them. So what's much more important is that the specific features of that contract align with the needs of the client. The other thing is very important to know what the fees are inside
Right.
of the annuity as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you seen that the interest in annuities has increased over the last several years, as seems to me?
Well, from my own cross-section of work, it seems like it has, but that would be expected because as the market rises higher and higher without corporate profits keeping up, naturally risk levels are rising. And anytime risk levels rise, there's going to be a flight to safety and guarantees. So yes, the answer to your question is yes, but that's not very surprising.
Do you see that continuing through 2022, the interest in annuities or other conservative type investment vehicles growing because the market's a little top heavy?
Yeah, and little top heavy is a euphemism for really overvalued. But yes, the fact is risk levels are really, really high. And as a result, 2022 looks like another year of flight to safety and guarantees.
Okay. All right. Good. I love it. So bottom line, you're sitting here talking to primarily members of the income generation, certainly those over the age of 50, mostly over 55 even.
For sure.
So what's your top advice for them right now as we go into 2022?
Well, in general, I would say that it's really important to pay attention to what your money gives you the freedom to do, and not so much attention on what your account balance is, because that's not nearly as critical once you reach retirement. What does your money give you the freedom to do? What does your money do for you? What is it doing for you in order to make your life easier? And if you can concentrate on that, you make much better decisions about how to invest your money in retirement.
So what you're trying to say is investing your money isn't like an Olympic sporting event where he who dies with the most points wins, the most money wins, where you're trying to just rack up the scores. So it doesn't work that way?
No. He who has the most comfort and security and peace of mind is the one who wins.
And that's why I guess it always, as we always talk about, it always goes back to your retirement goals. If your retirement goal is to leave the biggest legacy to your family, and that's it, then okay, maybe Hugh does die with the most points.
Right.
But for most of our viewers, that's not their primary goal, right? Most of their primary goals are having to do with retirement, lifestyle, peace of mind, knowing they can keep up with inflation and never run out of money.
Absolutely. Most of my clients, they feel like they would like to leave something for their kids, which is understandable, but they don't want it to happen at the expense of them cutting into their standard of living in retirement. That's all.
Great. All right. Great words of wisdom as usual, Mr. Archer.
All right.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Thank you for watching today's video, News About Annuities. If you enjoyed it, please click the thumbs up button to give us a like and make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel for new content each and every week.